You had recovered 2 of the keys required to escape the strange magical prison of Undergarden and continued your search for the others. Leaving the cave of the Bear King, you headed west, returning to the sundial that controlled the seasons of Undergarden. Along the way, you encountered a ring of huge toadstools, over which flew many small sprites. You struck a deal with the tiny fey creatures in exchange for some spider silk that you took from the fey spider nest. They told you what they knew of the locations of the remaining keys. First, you travelled northeast to the glade of the evergreen oak, changing the season to autumn along the way. As most of the trees were now covered in orange and golden leaves, it was easier to find the evergreen oak itself. As Val cut into the bark to retrieve the key, you were suddenly attacked by a group of dryads defending the grove. One of them charmed Drago, the huge half-orc turning to fight his former allies. After a brutal battle, you found yourself faced with the living evergreen oak itself, but an incredible display of strength saw Drago split its trunk down the middle with his forsaken glaive. You recovered the Key of Autumn and began your search for the final key, travelling to the burrow of a strange fey creature called Feria. Consuming some of the red blumpkin mushrooms, you shrunk down to the size of mice and explored Feria's burrow. You found her inside, and despite her initial hostility, Drago turned on the charm and convinced her to give up the Key of Spring. Returning to the sundial, you inserted all 4 keys into their slots and turned them. There was a shift in the air, and the steps by which you had first descended into the Undergarden magically appeared before you again. Finally, you were free to leave, and had managed to rescue the scholar, Mirren Gallant. So, you find yourself standing at the foot of the stairs leading out of the great cavern of Undergarden.
What do we do now, guys?
Oh, I'm going to knock this fucking druid out. Putting us through that. Fucking arsehole.
I get back into Mirren and just, come on, we have to go.
Oh, yes. Thank you ever so much for coming to look for me. I'm sure Keelan's been really worried.
We'll get you home to the village. We've just got to deal with this green hand operative.
She nods and gestures towards the staircase.
I'm done playing this druid's games. If he, literally, I'm just going to take his head off if he mouths off. We're done. Okay?
Okay.
That's how this is going to go.
Okay. You begin the climb up the stairs, which are overgrown with vines and bright flowers and toadstools. And you take one last turn and look at the great cavern of Undergarden, the great orange forest stretching away below you. And then you head back up the stairs into a cave, a tunnel leading into the wall of the cavern. After a while, the stairs become less overgrown and more shaped, as if by a human hand. And eventually, up ahead, you see the great wooden door carved with its facial features.
Is there any obvious means of opening it, like a handle or a...
No, there isn't.
Oh, walk up to it and try and push it then.
You lay your hand on the door and push it, and it just swings open with very little effort. And opens up to the gate room you saw earlier. 6 silver censers hanging from the ceiling in this long stone hall. The stone of the pillars holding it up carved in such a way that they form archways and a vaulted ceiling.
Definitely the way we came in. Then is it all the
Yes,
same?
it looks like the way you came.
Follow Val.
Okay.
Yeah. Stride off. Beckon. Turn around. Beckon.
Okay.
We shall follow.
You head to the door in the short corridor leading out of the gate room and open the door back into the teleportation chamber where you met Eric Blackthorn. Standing before you in the summoning chamber of the Deep Root Ring, you see the sinister form of Eric Blackthorn, leader of the Druids, standing across the room from you. His head jerks up in a strange, jerky movement as he looks at you.
So, you managed to escape, did you? And with the scholar in tow. No matter. We will do this the hard way. The Green Hand demands your death.
He turns to the Druid and the Treant at his side.
Kill them!
He says,
Motherfucker.
I shoot him.
I do not like this guy. I really don't like this guy.
just bear with me 1 second.
He's about to see the dark side of a blackguard. I'm going to pull this guy's skull
Let
apart.
me know once the map comes through and then roll initiative.
Be my pleasure,
Indicative.
son of a bitch. Let's get this done.
Rich.
Oh, yes! There's another 20! Let's carry on like last week. This is a Johann Gruber moment.
Raphael, when you're ready.
Oh.
He still beat me, Val did.
Yeah, he has insane. He has like +8 to his initiative. Raphael.
The tree sounds angry as fuck.
Have we got any spells left? Or did we have a long rest before we
No,
came
you
out?
didn't have a long rest.
No.
Bollocks!
I was wondering if you were going to take one, but no one said anything.
We're gonna have to do this. the
Raphael,
hard
can you
way.
hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, so could you roll initiative, please?
Right, sorry. I said I was going AFK.
Ah, okay,
Apologies.
that didn't come
I
through.
did warn you. And then said,
It's okay.
Did the pizza arrive, did it?
it did indeed.
Ooh,
We were in
lovely.
the middle of a monologue, so I didn't want to interrupt too much.
Okay, Val, as usual, you're first up.
Okay. Right. I'm just gonna. Eric is getting it. He's a very naughty boy. Move the map around a bit. Right. I'm gonna try and assassinate him.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the last spell slot.
Ooh.
Stick onto his mark on him.
Takes a drink while Jay does his stabby.
And then
You'll probably be dead by the time you get back, Rich.
Yeah, maybe.
that's the assassinate. Right, and then shot. Yes, one was a 20.
Oh, he's finally got his critical.
Don't forget to put sneak attack on. Sneak attack on. Everything's collapsed. Everything's collapsed. Sneak attack. 2d6. D6. Right.
Jesus Christ, look at that. And a critical.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Second.
you
Second
shoot
shot.
your first arrow off with its usual unerring accuracy. It arcs over the heads of your companions and slams into Eric's chest. As it thuds into him, it makes a noise like an arrow hitting the bark of a tree, and it stands there quivering, and he kind of looks down at it with a jerky motion.
Ooh, nice, Dave.
So that other talent, 10. Right, I've got assassinate again.
Good opener.
But
Good
no,
opener.
sneak, assassinate. Does Mark still on?
Does
No,
assassinate happen every shot, does it?
Whenever you have a shot against someone who hasn't had a go in combat,
Okay.
So everyone, sorry.
attack rolls, yeah. Yeah. Make sure there's marks on him. On me, yep, still.
Now, assassinate is one shot per combat, though, isn't it?
I thought you only got one
You have
assassinate.
You sent me a DM saying I was right, and assassinate was one shot per combat a while back. If it's not, it's fine.
No,
Down, Tiberius!
that's what I said. It's weird though, because it says you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet. In addition, any hit you score. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a turn in the combat.
So why did you send me a
I
message
don't know.
saying it was only
I
once?
think I don't know. I think I was getting confused with sneak attack. You know, only that
Yeah, sneak
probably
attack's only once.
only
Okay.
once. Right, assassinate. Where's Dread Ambusher? Does that require a roll? I don't need to put that on unless I hit. Okay, second shot. No, that's the damage.
Jesus. I've confused you.
Confused.
Roll to hit
Yeah.
first. Roll to hit.
Roll to-
And then we'll see if that damage applies.
Yeah, it hits.
Right, it did hit.
But
Okay, you've
I
already
need to-
rolled the damage.
yeah, I need to add an extra D8 onto that from the second shot from Gloom. What the fuck's it called? Dread Ambusher. It's an 8, so 21 instead.
Okay.
Dull.
Right, so an extra 8 to Eric.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna. Knowing what how people like AoEs, I'm gonna duck it back. Duck back.
He's off. He's done his bit for the fight. He's off.
That's it.
Cover in the rear. Yeah,
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
I'm done.
Okay. Drago.
Fucker. I'm gonna rip this guy's fucking head off.
That's good.
My former master makes you look like the tooth fairy druid. Let a little bit of my plot out. Right, I get advantage on this because I have 2 enemies within.
I believe
I
you
don't know
do
whether-
now, yeah. Don't you? What feat was
Yeah.
that? Let's double check.
I think it's was it one of my auras? Aura of treachery. If there are 2 monsters in base to base with me, I
Starting
get
its
advantage on.
or Discord. Advantage on melee rolls against any creature that has one or more of its allies within 5 feet of it, yes.
Yeah. Fuck you. Right. Oh, sorry, I wanted to cast Smite as well, level 1, please.
Okay,
On that.
tick it off.
Level 1. I should have fucking clicked that before the damage roll. I'm sorry, mate. I
That's right.
got that the wrong way around. Do you want me to just roll 2d8? Thank you.
Is it
Take
2d8
it
at
off
level
all.
1, is it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
3d8.
it
at
is,
level
yeah.
3.
Okay.
I'll just roll 2d8 manually then.
Another turn. Wow, okay.
Second attack. Oh, should be advantage. Hits anyway. And I'm going to smite on that and all, mate.
Okay.
Oh, I've fucking rolled me damage again, haven't I? For fuck's
Yeah.
sake. A little bit too keen there, mate.
Okay. And tick
Oh.
off your spell slot.
Yes, I got it. So I've got one left.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, you charge across the summoning chamber, just swinging your glaive around your head and slamming it into Eric, who jerks from side to side as the glaive cuts into him. My turn! Two attacks. Okay. That's pretty simple. These huge thick branches just start slamming down towards your head, Drago.
Oh, I should have rolled my second dice. I might have quitted.
And it's second one.
Yeah.
It's a good job we didn't miss.
Okay, these branches slam down into you and they do rock you. You can feel your ribs cracking under the impact. Okay, Mirin is going to take a crossbow bolt shot at Eric.
You're a cock, you're a cock, you're a cock.
She doesn't get the kill this time, but she does get a good hit on him. And then it's Eric's.
He must be a little bit worried.
Yeah, his eyes have widened. You can see now you're close up to him, but he still moves with this strange, jerky, sort of almost stop-motion animation kind of movement.
Is it like the Grudge?
I wonder if he's got a spell or a GS or something cast on him. It's taking on the format of the tree. He spent probably way too long in the Underdark.
What he's going to do is cast. What's the range on that? Okay, he's going to target you, and he points a gnarled finger at you that looks like nothing more than a twisted tree branch.
The green hand will have its day.
With that,
I'm nearly fucking dead.
yeah, a beam of brilliant light flashes out in a 60-foot long line. So everyone except Dave. Target everybody else.
Forehead.
And there's Mirin.
I see the spell come in and I'll cast other side as my reaction on Drago.
Okay.
Thank you, baby.
He has to take damage before that kicks in, I believe. Is that
That's
right?
fine. That's fine, yeah.
Right. There will be some Constitution saving throws coming up in a second. Did they come through?
No.
Nope.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Eek.
So I'll cast that for Drago.
Okay, everyone failed. Drago, as you instinctively cover your eyes as this brilliant bolt of light, blinding light, shoots out. But nothing happens. Everything suddenly goes dark, in fact, and you find yourself floating in a sea of stars.
Neil, how did I fail? It said success.
Yeah, we all passed.
Yeah, sorry, you all passed, yeah. Sorry, did I say fail?
Yeah.
Panic there for a minute.
Okay. Let me untick Drago.
God, I hope this doesn't fucking do loads of damage.
It's a 6th level spell.
Ow!
Oh!
Ow!
No, we're right.
And you're all blinded.
By the light.
Did that didn't apply? Oh, it's not. I need to do that because it was. He's untargeted everyone. Fuck.
Oh, Eric.
He's nearly dead though.
Let me put that blinded effect on you again. None of you are undead or oozes, are you?
No.
Okay, this incredible blinding light just zooms out towards you all, and you instinctively cover yourself up. You can feel your retinas burning, and then you feel your skin burning on your faces. He's then gonna move, seeing as Drago isn't there to get an attack. Move to here.
Oh, I can't heal him now, can I?
He'll be back in a minute.
And
Yeah, after my go.
do I have
can
any
heal him.
bonus actions?
He won't be back until
Or any
after
cantrips?
your go.
Any of them bonuses?
He's not back until the start of his next round, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my full lay on hands.
Well, 14 damage. That would have fucking killed you, so. 16 damage, sorry. 13. I can't count. 14.
That's
been a long day.
action. Oh, okay. What he's gonna do with the bonus action, challenge rating of 6. Bear with me, guys. I wasn't expecting to have to do this.
Oh dear.
I didn't want
That
to.
sounds bad.
Right, let's
Very sorry about this, but
him.
Zzz.
And place that in his place. Okay, yeah, none of you can actually see him, can you? So you can't see what's just happened. Okay, good. Raphael, you're up.
Good. Give me a second to check on something.
How many pizza slices I can cram into my mouth at once? Oh, damn it.
No.
Oh, who's that? Oh. Oh.
Fucking druid, right? We pass his little test, his little game, and he's a right salty bastard, and he tries to kill us on the way out.
Yeah.
Fucking prick. He's dying. Druid or not.
What has he cast? Darkness.
No, it was Sunbeam. It blinded you.
Ah, okay. Fucking hell, so many windows.
Fuck it. He's just healed. All those shapes. Can't say anything.
Yeah, you're the only one
Yeah.
that can see what he's done, Rich.
I'm not here though. I'm in another dimension.
Take you to another dimension. Do, 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 do. We'll take it out in
Same.
space.
Raphael, you're up.
Okay, I am gonna cast Dispel Magic on his sunbeam.
Okay,
So
yeah, I mean his
basically-
sunbeam's gone.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, it's just it just has the effect of blinding you for a round.
Says all magical effect.
Yeah, but it's being blind isn't a magical effect.
It is.
It was the brightness of the light that made you blind.
Okay.
Oh, take him.
I drunk too much, or are my pictures moving?
I'm gonna
I've got green flashy things.
cast Emboldening
I
Bomb.
don't know what that is. You got
So
the
that'll
green
be
flashy
on-
things.
Okay,
Me,
Oh yeah.
Deandra, and Val, wherever he is.
okay.
Val.
As long you don't need to be able to see Vol, I presume.
I don't know.
Because he did a runner.
Did
No,
it run
within
now?
willing creatures within 30 feet.
There you go. Yeah, you can do Vol as well.
Okay, so I'll drag that across the wall.
I can sense you. I'm walking on space.
Where's the fucking... And then I'm going to cast Aura of Purity on me.
Okay.
Which is, yeah. Each non-hostile creature in the aura.
Okay,
It's a
hold on.
30-foot radius aura.
Emboldening Bond isn't a spell, is it?
No,
Okay, cool.
it's an ability.
Nice.
Can't become diseased, has resistance to poison damage, and has advantage on saving throws against effects caused any of the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened.
Yeah, I'll take it that door is open and not shut.
It is, yeah.
Does that mean that it's...
Is it open? Did you
No,
click
no.
it? Did you click it?
No, I haven't clicked it.
Yeah, it should be open.
Oh yeah, that's a status. That's...
Add that to myself.
I didn't know whether it was what it was or what it...
Priority, mark it off. There we go, I'm done.
Okay.
Why can't I see anything?
'Cause
I
you're
think
blind.
that's intentional.
You're blind, that's why.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
The end of this turn it should kick off, I think. Let me just check the spell, make sure it's not the end of your turn. I think it's the end of the round. Yeah, it was blinded until your next turn, so yes, you're no longer blinded.
Oh,
Okay,
was I blinded at the start of my turn?
you were.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Cool, that's me.
This guy is gonna move to here,
Mother...
and he's going to each creature in a 15-foot cube.
That's promising.
Don't think it's going to reach Mirren.
I love his AoEs.
No, it doesn't quite get Mirren. Okay.
If I wasn't dealing with the food, I would have to save you when you had your round rush.
You are? Oh, before.
Yeah,
That's alright.
a druid of the Deep Root Ring moves around, looks at you, raises a hand at you, and says, "Boom!" Flicks his fingers open at you.
Mic drop.
Who, me? Hello?
Yeah, Deandra, did you get a saving throw come through?
Kind sir?
Okay. Yeah?
I'm going to add my D4 to that.
Okay. So
That's
makes
13 minus
13. You needed a 12. Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll need to take off half of this. So I need to take 9 off you, Mark. There we go. The air in front of you seems to buckle in a huge wave. There's this roaring in your ears that just blasts into you. You find yourself staggering on your feet, almost sliding back into the hall behind you. But you managed to hold your position.
Looks a bugger.
Is that a action? It is an action. Okay, you're done. Deandra, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians on myself.
Okay.
Why did I get a wisdom saving throw?
Have you done the wrong thing? Have you clicked the wrong button?
I pressed cast.
Okay, yeah, you clicked the wrong button.
Oh, you're targeting yourself, that's why.
Yeah, you're targeting yourself. All you need to do when you cast Spirit Guardians is click the effect button that says Aura next to it under the spell.
That one?
That's it. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
You've cast it on. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, you've cast it. Yeah.
I've just closed the character sheet. God.
The character sheet. Click on your portrait.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the is anyone enemies is in the circle.
Yeah, I'm just going to move him so he gets the effects on him. Okay, I'm going to have to roll that because it hasn't come round to his turn. Let me check. Is it the start or the end of his turn it kicks off? Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to do it manually. So it's a wisdom DC 17 wisdom save.
Yeah.
He makes it. So is that half damage, is it?
Yeah, half damage.
3d8 necrotic. That's 7 half. Is that right? 7 halved is 3.
And a half.
Okay.
You didn't let me roll, I would have rolled better than you.
Right. Anything else, Deandra?
Yeah. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast excuse me, spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Right in front of me.
Is spiritual weapon a cantrip?
Ooh, no.
Okay, you can only cast one spell a round, or one spell and one cantrip as a bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't cast more than one spell a round, unfortunately.
So, I will use Can I use Soul Bolt?
Is it a spell or is it a?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip. No, it's because it's an action and you've already used your action.
Oh bollocks! Yeah. Nope, that's me then.
Okay. He's had his go this turn. Val, you're up. Oh, sorry. Let me take blindness off you. Deandra.
Yes, friggin' please.
There we go.
My burger's falling apart.
I'll dodge all these little flying Grim Reapers.
Mm-hmm.
Burger.
They kind of swerve around you as you move through them.
And move down to the doorway. I can't see the bloody druid. The big druid. I'm wondering where the hell Drago's gone, so I'll just target the normal druid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't get advantage, but I will be able to use sneak damage, won't I? So I'll just shoot him.
Okay.
Or is it her? Oh, but on-target Eric. I can't see Eric to on-target him.
Yeah. You can click him on the.
Oh yeah,
on
you're
that
right.
tracker. There we go. Just the once.
Damn. No!
no!
What did I miss? I stand there looking.
The shame! Val missing an arrow shot.
I just growl.
Kick it out the back of Raphael's head.
Slink back round the corner again.
He comes round like Mr. Cool. Aims his shot up. Goes wild, clattering into the wall above Deandra and Raphael, who both just turn slowly and look at you over their
Actually,
shoulders.
is it too late to use lucky?
I'll let you lose it this go, seeing as
Okay.
it's early days of having it.
Get another one.
Oh, it hit!
I get sneak because somebody's close.
Yeah. He's distracted by Raphael.
Raphael is very pretty.
Yeah, everybody's distracted by it.
Okay. Oh, that was lucky. Move back around.
So you fire your arrow off it. It slams into the wall above Deandra's head, narrowly missing her, and by some fluke ricochets directly into the cheek of the druid.
What the fuck are you doing, Val?
Trick shot.
Assassin's Creed.
Did you
Right,
say
Okay,
trick shot or
Drago,
trick
you
shot?
blink back into existence.
No, you missed my funny joke.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
I said. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Really?
Type it.
Okay, Drago, the stars around you suddenly become solid again under your feet. There's no sign of Eric before you.
Right, Neil, I've clicked on lay on hands and nothing's coming up in the description of the spell. I just need to know if it's a bonus action to use it.
Oh, okay, hold on.
It's just blank when I click
Yeah.
on the little shield.
Hold on, I'll fill that in for you. It's an action, but I'll fill that in for future reference.
It's a whole action, is it?
Yeah.
Can I still have one attack? Or is that all my go if I lay on hands?
No, because your attack is, I believe, is extra attack, which is when you take an attack action, you gain an extra attack.
So I either heal or attack.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'll attack.
Or you can drink a potion with a bonus action.
Do I have
If you
one?
have one.
I think I have got a potion of healing. Right here.
You have a potion of
No,
greater
I-
healing and a potion of healing.
That's about. I need a bonus action to cast Searing Smite, though, don't I?
You do, yeah, if you're going to cast that.
Nah, fuck it. I'm rolling the dice, mate. I'll cast Searing Smite on myself. That's a level 1. That's my last. That's me out of spells. Is it self? Damage effect self. Let's cast that. See what that does. I think. Effect. I think that's done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will attack this monster twice. This tree man.
Okay.
Not Trent.
And I've ticked a spell slot off your Searing Smite, yeah?
I have, yes. I've run out now. I am out of spell slots.
Oh
Okay.
no.
He's got to make a save or he's on fire.
What save does he need to make?
I'll look it up.
I got
You already
quite excited about that, I don't know why.
Ooh.
Yeah, my damage rolls on. Let me just find it for you, mate. Searing Smite. Here we go. So I read blah 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 blah. Onyx. Okay, you got to make a Constitution saving throw,
Okay.
You gotta say smite me.
or you take 1d6 fire damage.
Oh, mighty smite.
11. I don't think that's going to make it, is it?
Not with my Constitution, my Charisma modifier.
Oh, it's a good job he's not made out of wood or something that burns easily.
So he's now on fire. So
Okay.
he'll take 1d6 around
Okay.
until he makes his Constitution saving throw
He's trying to put himself out.
or attempt. No, I think he's actually got to put himself out. He's got to spend a round putting himself out. And my second attack.
Sorry, Neil, you know what fire is.
Probably misses.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm doing really well again. Right, I'm done, mate. Thank you.
Okay.
Neil, what's fire?
Hot, hot, hot. Creant's he's not going to sort of sound like that.
Hot, hot, hot.
Inspiration for the DM.
Okay, it's not that. Okay, right, so Drago's done. Okay, this tree ant just flame bursts up around its trees and it looks panicked. But it's going to try and hit you anyway.
It's got to make a Constitution saving throw, or else it's taking d6 damage first.
Okay.
Unlucky.
Do you want to roll d6
Burn, you bastard!
in the tray? In the chat box?
Got it.
I just rolled it.
Oh yeah, you did.
Sick. I thought it was going to be another one. 3 ones in a row.
Well, I just that's all I do is roll ones. The character's great. Because I told you I've got Atticus Barrison syndrome. Oh god.
Oh shit.
And its second attack.
Oh, fuck this.
I can probably do something about this, and I've just not bothered.
I'll give you 15 seconds or so to tell me before I hit the damage button.
Ah, fuck it, roll it, mate.
No, I'm gonna use my reaction.
I'm going to use your reaction again to what? Send him to the other side again.
Oh, I don't want to because it needs healing. Can I?
Don't send me.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
I need to soul bind with you so I can heal you or mitigate some of the damage. We're gonna die.
Oof. Full 1 hit point.
Oh wow. Yeah, Drago's starting to stagger from side to side now as these branches, flaming branches, slam into him.
Oh shit.
Right, can Mirren see the tree ant? Just. On target Eric. Target the tree ant. He's gonna use Hunter's Eye to add 10 to this attack roll. So this is plus 10 on top of this. automatic miss.
God!
Okay,
That means,
Raphael.
that means a critical's coming up from Neil
Oh,
soon.
I am going to cast Beacon of Hope.
Okay.
Choose any number of creatures in range, the duration, each have advantage on wisdom saving and death saving throws, and also regains the maximum number of hit points from any healing.
Nice.
So that's going to be all of us. Do I put the effect on? Yes. There's no
Ow.
cast spell, so I'll just drag it across the effect. So that's...
Did you say I'm on 1 hit point?
Yep.
Yep.
Not according to my little portrait, I'm
There
not.
you go.
There you are.
Don't trust the portrait.
Did my what's it kick in?
No, because no, it didn't.
No.
It didn't take you down. You're on 1 hit point. So you've still got that to come if
Okay.
needed. Okay.
And then I'm gonna... hang on, what level's that? That's level 3. Then I'm gonna cast Healing Word as my bonus action
Okay.
on Drago.
Okay, you're targeting Deandra at the moment, mate.
Yeah, I'm not going to cast it because he's got that healing thing on him.
Ah,
You know,
okay,
which
yeah.
is max healing, so I'm not going to do it. And
I'll
I'm
make
going to
a
cast
note.
it at 4th level. So
wow.
that
There you go.
is 4d8 plus 4.
So 48 is 32, so that's 36 back. I'm making a note of this so I can add it to your healing and the combat stats. So that's 36 back to Drago. Nice.
Thank you.
39. Okay, that feels a lot better as you look across and you see Raphael just smiling at you, Drago, and it just fills you with a warmth, a kind smile, and you not that
No,
kind
he's
of
pissed
warmth,
himself.
and and you just ignore your wounds. They don't mean anything. How can they when such a beautiful smile is the thing?
Oh,
That's the end of my go.
While I'm distracted by Jandra, I get chinned by the tree man.
Okay, are you done, mate?
Yeah, but pre-letting you know if the druid... no, because hopefully it won't change your tactics, but yeah, I'm going to use my telekinetic reprisal if he damages me.
Okay, well he doesn't know that.
Anyway.
So. Okay, Drago is still looking a bit shaky. The rest of you aren't looking great. Eric appears to have disappeared, though, just for your information, Drago, you see in the corner of the cavern this strange creature, like a... let me see if I can find a picture, in fact. Like a giant worm with many tendrils and biting teeth, this huge thing crawling along the wall.
Ew.
Oh, great. 2 gigantic monsters to fight. Oh, fucking brilliant. My day's just going really well so far.
And then there's a voice suddenly echoes out. It's a voice that Deandra, you recognise immediately. Enough of this nonsense, Blackthorn! How dare you! And striding into the room is a tall, gaunt man. Wearing green robes, clutching a staff of gnarled oak, with a a big, deep scar around his right eye socket and long white hair.
My boo-boo.
He looks over at Blackthorn and points his staff at him, at the crawler rather, and the ground beneath it erupts with vines and huge thorns as long as your forearm, It erupts beneath it, but instead of grasping around his ankles like an entangle spell, the thorns spear up through the body of the thing, lifting it up off the floor. It writhes in agony and pain and shudders, and then stops. And then there's a flash, and hanging there like a wooden puppet with its strings cut is the form of Eric Blackthorne, blood dripping from its mouth. You defile the very earth with your corruption, Blackthorne. This can no longer be allowed to continue. To the earth you will return. Your flesh, your blood will feed the roots of this forest, so that you may do some good at the end of your twisted life. And the newcomer raises his other hand and twists it and pulls down with his hand, and the vines pull back down into the earth, dragging the corpse of Eric Blackthorne with it. He glares across at the other druid and the tree ant. Cease this now! The deep root ring is disbanded by my order, and clean up this monstrous mess, he says, gesturing at the huge symbol of the green hand that's been painted on the cavern wall. He bows before you, Drago, walks up to you, holds one palm out to you, and heals you for 9 points of damage.
Well, it'll be maximum, mate, because I've got Mark's spell
Oh,
on
of course
to
it
work.
will, yeah. So that's another 32.
Whoa!
Hold on.
I feel blessed me.
Nice.
Okay.
I feel good, John! I don't need a gun to beat you, John!
It's a good spell.
The man bows before you. Greetings, friends. I am Maynard Traynor, the Grand Druid of the Azure Sea. He looks across at you, Deandra, and smiles. It's good to see you again, my dear.
Maynard, good to see you.
The tree ant and the other druid are just staring wide-eyed at the hole in the cavern floor that the vines dragged Blackthorne down into. The druid just falls to his knees and starts bowing to the Grand Druid, who's just ignoring him. The tree ant is slowly patting the flames out from its branches. Turns to the wall where the mural of the green hand has been painted, and then with one branch and then a second, like arms, it fixes itself to the wall, and with the strength of trees that can burrow through rock over the years, its branches burrow into the rock and start to pull the mural of the green hand away from the wall, turning it to rubble.
Yeah, fuck you, Green Hand.
It is good to see you again, Miss Kavalin, and with friends as well. Let us find somewhere to sit and
I'm waving
and
at him.
talk. He turns and leads and heads back out of the chamber.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay.
Let me get the pen. I feel notes coming on. You get no
That's not
arrows
working, that recovery of the ammo.
Why is the music not working?
Neil.
Sorry, mate.
That recover ammo isn't working because I did 2 hits and it
Oh,
only
no.
registered as 1 hit.
The arrow's probably fucked after bouncing off a wall.
Oh, it was the hit on a.
Yeah, you should
Eric.
get one back, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I'll just put it in. It's 25. I'll put 1 back.
Okay, yeah, put one back and I'll
Wipe
have
it
a
away.
look later.
I'll keep an eye out.
The Grand Druid leads you to another chamber of the Deep Root Ring's hideout, where there's a stone table surrounded by wooden chairs that have been almost look as though they've been grown from the ground.
Ooh.
Please take the weight off your feet, my friends.
Gonna sit down.
Ah, my dear Miss Kavalin, I'm glad I have managed to find you. I've had recent business in Amber Cove and have to investigate some worrying reports. I stop here briefly on my way elsewhere, and I may be gone for some time, but I have news to tell you. It's time you knew more of the truth.
I'll kind of shift in my seat uncomfortably. Oh?
Do you trust these people sat around the table? Is it all right for me to speak plainly here?
As much as you can trust anyone that has saved your life a few times.
He looks around at each of you, and you find his gaze seems to pierce right through almost into your heart. He appears to be looking at you. He looks at you, just smiling back at him, Raphael, and his eyebrows narrow slightly, and he looks slightly confused for a moment. A look that you, Deandra, have not seen on his face before. He looks over at Drago and frowns slightly. And then he looks over at Varl pacing alongside the side of the chamber with another slight questioning look, but a slight smile on his lips. And then he looks over at Miriam and smiles broadly at her. The rest of you, Miss Kavalin is on a most important mission. I have news for her ears only, but she says she trusts you. What I need to know is, will you help her?
Of course.
The fate
No
of
hesitation.
the
straight
Azure
out.
Sea may rest in your whether you decide to help or not. And the fate of other places as well, he says, looking at you, Varl. He looks across at Drago. You, I find difficult to read. There is a darkness inside you. There is conflict ahead. Which way it goes remains to be seen. You have the potential to be a force for great good or great evil. Which it will be a decision only you can make. But I need you all to decide now if you are willing to help Miss Kavalin with her task.
How do you mean endanger other realms?
As you have all heard, there have been many new recent threats to the Azure Sea. There has been attacks on all the major cities of the Empire. The city of Seaton was the most recent. There has been an alliance of undersea races forming, planning to attack the villages along the coast outside of the Empire's control. There has been an invasion by species from another realm
Ooh.
that threatens all life here and all life in other realms that touch this place. And it appears that these things may be linked. Miss Kavalin here was investigating, at my behest, the crew of a ship called the Smokestreak. They had been helping me and some other of our allies secretly to uncover these threats and, if possible, stop them.
Oh, shit.
He then begins to lay out some of the basic information. That there was a crashed ship a few months ago, which brought a strange alien species which has started to take control of over the Sahuagin. There's rumours that they may control the great Kraken Slarkrethil.
My ears prick up.
They're not sure what the final aim of this strange conspiracy of aliens is, but he knows it's nothing good. There's also been a new force calling itself the Black Armada that has been attacking the major cities of the Azure Sea coast. It initially appeared to be related to the Sea Princes, the pirate kingdoms to the south. But the crew of the Smokestreak had discovered this wasn't the case. It was some kind of breakaway faction, and that in fact there may be some link between them and the strange alien creatures. And finally, and I find this the most worrying of all, the Green Hand is active again. You've already seen a small part of the tendrils of this cult that have corrupted this ring of druids in whose headquarters we now sit. I'll tell you now about the Green Hand. And he then starts to explain something to you that even you, Deandra, he hadn't fully explained. And he tells you the story of the Great Schism of the Elves, which I am just about to add into all your journals.
Thank you.
But to summarise, the elves were once one race. And it was that way for many centuries. And then came the Great Pelagic War, driven on by the aggressive expansion of the Cerulean Empire, which the Elven Federation decided to take a stand against. And so the elves and the humanoids came to war. And the war lasted for many years. Many settlements were laid in ruins. Many tens of thousands of people were killed on both sides of the war. But eventually, right at the very end, the Cerulean Empire was on the verge of collapse, and the Elven army was at the gates of their capital city, about to take final and full victory, when, without warning, they withdrew back across the sea. In the years since, the Empire has twisted and spun this story as a great victory for the Empire, though none really know why the elves backed off. And the reason was that they discovered on the eve of their victory that elven souls were being reborn in humanoid forms. Traditionally, elven souls, the elven race, was very long-lived and had few children. But every time an elf died, its soul was reborn into a baby elf, which is why the wisdom of their long race could continue. But the elven race is now dying out. New elves aren't being born. And for years, the scholars of the elven race had been trying to determine what was happening to the elven souls, where they were going, and now they had found out. What to do about this news caused the Great Schism, the fracture in the elven races, and they all went their separate ways. The Alugak went to the sea, the Grugak went to the woods, the Eldgak, the High Elves, withdrew to their ancient cities. The Teardal, the Drow, withdrew underground. And the other secret race of elves, and he looks at you steadily, Val, as he says this,
Growl.
went elsewhere. But
Nod.
regardless, the great strength of the Elven Federation had gone. What the Elven scholars have since found is that an ancient cult called the Green Hand may have been responsible for this transference of elven souls into humanoid bodies. The Green Hand, many centuries ago, had cast a great ritual, trying to ascend to a form of ever-living life, and they used the power of the moon's light to empower their rise to immortality. But they discovered that the moon itself could steal souls. And something went wrong with the ritual, and ever since, the elven souls have been transferring into humanoid bodies. What happened to the Green Hand remained a mystery for many, many years, but recently there are signs that they are active again. So, you know much now. I cannot force you to do anything against your will, and I would not even if I could. The Green Hand appears to be seeking a way to free something called the Chained One.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm going to seek further information on an ancient relic called the Soul Spark. It is something that a friend of mine, a Grugak named Hecate Norwood, was searching for. If I get news of this artifact, I will send word. To have any hope of reuniting the elven races and defeating this darkness and this chained one, we must find this soul spark. Its power will give the One the ability to slay the original members of the Green Hand, or so the prophecies say. But this is where I am confused. All the prophecies pointed towards Hecate Norwood being the One, the chosen one who would use the soul spark to defeat the Green Hand. But Hecate Norwood has fallen. I've tasked Deandra with her special gift of being able to talk to the souls of dead people, to find the soul of Hecate, to try and solve this mystery, and to see if some glimmer of hope can be recovered from the catastrophe of her death.
Until Deandra meets the soul of Hecate and we have a conversation.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a long session.
Finally, the Cerulean Empire is under threat from many sides. And another has recently arisen, an organization known as the Flock, a group of Kenku spies under the command of the Shepherd of the Sea Princes.
Sorry.
These
Sorry.
these enemies, it's all a vast web. But they all seem to be related, tied together somehow. If you would help, I would task you with finding out all you can about the Green Hand. Their aims, their method, and their endgame. Stay awake for any mention of the Chained One, and the name Monoculus.
What?
Monoculus.
Like this. Who's got that page?
Oh, that's in my book. Wait, and Mirren finds the page of the prophecy book that she gave you before. Let me see if I can find it for you. There you go.
I've only just noticed our portraits are moving.
They are indeed.
They're animated.
Mm. Also, find out what you can about the Black Armada. Locating their home port would be a good start to putting an end to their threat. And keep your eyes and ears open for news regarding the Flock. Personally, I have no great love for the Cerulean Empire, but its downfall would cause utter chaos that could be exploited by our enemies. The Old Faith, under my command, is working to preserve the status quo. We have many secret allies. Tel Harfei, the Ancient One in Antaros, is one such. And if you visit Keenath, you can rely upon Alicia Dorgella. She will also help you. In the Grugak city of Ulkalora, should you venture there, the gnome alchemist Nimble Massiplug is also working on our behalf.
Oh, Nimble.
I will give you some tokens should you pledge yourselves to our cause, which you can show to these folk as proof of your alliance. He looks at each of you. Deandra, I know you are already pledged. What of the others?
Of course I'll help. Sounds like it's a worthy cause.
He looks at you, Val. This place is not your world, but what happens here will affect your world. It may be that by saving this place, you can find the way back to yours, and save that also. Your mistress has never been our enemy, and has on occasion been an ally. I would hope that would be the case again.
If she wills it, then it will be so.
And he looks at you, Drago. I cannot tell which way you will turn. And even if you pledge yourself to us, I sense treachery within you. Though whether it is treachery against us or against your former master, I cannot tell.
Ooh.
Is this the Grand Druid that has the child?
No, the person who has the child is the Ancient One in the elven city of Antaros, but that's where the crew of the Smokestreak travelled with the Grand Druid there.
But this guy would know about that,
Yes,
wouldn't
he would, yeah.
I'll step shoulder to shoulder with him, not looking at him, but
Mhm.
just to the side of him, shoulder to shoulder. Is the child safe?
He looks at you with a slight look of surprise. The child will never be safe from the one that seeks it.
No, what
But if anywhere in this world is safe from him, for now, it is where the child is. He is as safe as he can be.
Then my companions have my blade and shield.
He
And I'll
nods. and
I'll
looks
nod at
you.
him and walk off.
He looks at you finally, Varl.
Mhm.
I'm afraid I must ask you to say the words that you will help. For as long as the path journeys alongside these other folk, at least.
Sounds like a fair bargain. I will help.
He nods. And then he pulls a pouch out and hands you some small twigs with a little silver pendant of a bird hanging from them.
That's pretty. What kind
Or
Good,
Good.
gaga.
that's what happened to the Twitter bird.
I did this before they changed. It should be an X hanging there now.
yeah.
Just need a
These,
cat to play with it.
these are twigs of tweeting. You will be able to use them to send short messages to each other. And he passes you each. I will drop them into your inventory. They basically allow you to send a message of up to 25 words from what your mind to the minds of your companions,
Oh, wow.
if you're separated.
Nice. Is there a limit on it, or
There's a limit on the words, just like there was originally in
Yeah. The tweet can go through solid objects to a certain extent. The description will tell you all the details. Only 4 tweets can be sent a day. I'm afraid you're rate limited on your tweets.
Brilliant.
Can we get the blue tick? Send more.
That's funny.
Yeah, if you subscribe.
You got to pay the money now, mate.
So there you
Never
go.
registered.
Yeah.
You silly Billy.
Well, I couldn't give you Seeker's Worms again, so I thought something a bit different would replace them.
I like it?
So there you go. You have your
Very
tricks of tweeting. Yeah.
Very creative.
He looks at you all. As I said, I must continue with my journey. I am in quite a rush. But I have one initial task for you all once you have returned Mirren back to the convent. I would like you all to travel to Saltmarsh and visit another of my allies, the halfling druid Ferrin at the Sea Grove. He was familiar with at least one member of the crew of the Smokestreak, and he may have some information about what happened. Additionally, you can seek out the man known as Kaladek the Unspoken. He's a man of mystery and not necessarily to be trusted, but he is wise and with access to much knowledge. There may be other knowledge in Saltmarsh as well. It's a much older place than common thought would imply.
Saltmarsh it is.
He nods and stands. And then he goes and kneels in front of you, Deandra, and takes one of your hands in his, and he smiles up at you. Blessed be, my friend. May Biori and all the gods of the old faith guide you in your quest.
Blessed be. Thank you for helping us, Mirren.
He stands again and brushes his robes down. The journey of the Grand Druid is never ended, but I am sure we will meet again. Good winds to you.
Bye.
Be
It
safe,
was
Mirren.
lovely. Turned up at just the right time too.
Yes, he's got a habit of doing that.
Funny how that happened, wasn't it?
He knew a lot.
Didn't get the kill though, did we?
Okay, do you want to take a 2-minute break at this point? Just to...
Okay.
Yeah.
Drago's making a camp outside.
Well, Diandra's doing a hot water bottle.
Right, I'll be back in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
See you in a minute. Making a break.
And I need my M&Ms or whatever I got. What did I get? Ooh. Maltesers and my belly's so big. Where is she? On the sofa? Thank you, baby. I know.
Hello.
The thousand hand paw slap. Wah, 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 wah.
Right, I am back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Are we still waiting for anyone?
Yeah, Becky's just doing a hot water bottle.
So there you go, with a very slight bit of forced crowbarring, with your characters are now pretty much on track with the campaign.
But for how long?
How long? Until the next party wipe. Sorry for the slurping, that tea's really hot.
I'm back.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So, as the Grand Druid leaves, is Mark back as well? Sorry, is everybody back?
Mark's not back yet.
Okay, let's wait.
Oh. Oh, God. Oh, it's been a long day. They've closed off the whole road towards my work at the moment as well for roadworks, and it's going to be closed till like the beginning of September.
Oh no way.
So they've put these barriers up with people there, and you have to like sign in and go through these little chicane things every time you want to come through.
Oh, that's
Sign in.
Close like a massive section of the A41. Heading towards Whitchurch.
Not a road I'm ever likely to take, so I'm alright.
It's a busy road though.
Yeah.
It's made a massive inconvenience for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not too bad for me because I come in from Stafford way, but for people coming in from like Hinstock and stuff like that, it's adding like a 30-minute diversion to people's.
It'll affect lorries the most because lorries use the A41 all the time.
Yeah.
It's main trunk road for lorries.
They've closed off that
I'm back.
whole.
Sorry about that. I have to go and check on
No
the
worries.
kids.
Are we ready to start again?
Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
Now you've gently been eased back into the main campaign with a
That was a long.
bit of forced crowbarring, but you know.
Let's write a whole page of notes from that.
Smoothly done.
Okay, so Main Trainor stands and strides out of the cave. You see beyond him several of the druids of the former druids of the Deep Root Ring, sort of running around in a panic, cleaning things up. They sort of stop and bow to him as he passes by them without a glance. Oh wow!
I suppose we better get back to the convent or rectory or whatever.
Oh yes,
it was.
if you don't mind, thank you. Yeah, you remember that Miriam's sister had offered you a reward as well for returning her. Yes, and if there's anything I can do at the convent, if there's anything in my library that can help,
Maybe.
let me know. The place is a mess, but I don't need an index system. I know where everything is. We can have a look when we get there.
Yes, let's get you back quick then. I need to ask you about some things.
Okay. So you head out and head back into Red Bark Wood. Slightly uneasily, the trees of the wood remind you a little bit of the autumn red-hued trees of Undergarden. That strange place that couldn't possibly exist. In fact, it all seems a little bit like a bit of a dream now. What purpose would a cavern full of a fey forest serve? It's very odd. But you travel on. You find the river and follow it back towards Thurl. And I'm going to skip over a day's travel. I'll give you all a long rest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll spend a bit more time resting, checking out that that raven, that figurine.
Can, yeah. You can make an Arcana roll.
Okay.
With advantage.
Oh, thank you. It's still pretty crap.
Oh.
Okay. I will identify it for you in your inventory so you can read it yourself rather than me reading it out for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Drago's just by the campfire sharpening his halberd.
Okay. It takes a day's travel, but you make your way out of Red Bark Wood back onto the hills and grasslands that lead out to the coast. In the very far distance, you can see a blue smudge on the horizon that you know is the sea itself. It gives your heart lifts at the sight of it, Deandra.
It's so pretty. I forgot how pretty it was.
After a day and a half's travel, you find yourself back at St. Cardora's convent.
Well, that was a bit of a trek, wasn't it, guys?
It turned out all right in the end.
Keyleth comes to the door and sees Mirren and drops her crutch and sort of hobbles towards her sister, and they give each other a big hug.
Broken leg, broken arm.
Oh, thank you for bringing my sister back to me. Your reward's inside. Come, let's get you some tea and. Oh, it's so good to have you back, Mirren. And they turn and arm in arm head back into the convent.
Yes. Head back with them.
Okay, just bear with me, guys. I'm missing something for some reason.
Don't miss a thing.
Didn't know you could sing, pal.
Oh,
He was a bard in a former life.
Just go into your witcher.
Yes, I see it now. He couldn't play bagpipes very well. Oh, what is that awful sound?
I hear it in my dreams.
Right. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so you, Mirren and Keyleth, for the first half an hour, are just gossiping in Dwarvish to each other. Keyleth's eyes growing wider and wider as Mirren tells her of all the adventures. And then Keyleth brings you your reward, which is 250 gold pieces. How would you like to split it?
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
That's a lot of
metal.
money. Are you sure the convent can spare it?
She nods. It's a small price to pay to have my sister back.
You can keep mine. Put it to some charitable endeavour.
It is useful, so I will keep mine.
So that's 250 between three of you.
I'll.
No, I'm taking mine and giving it back.
Oh, okay.
It's 200 between three.
So it's 250 divided by 4. So 62 each, basically. 62 gold each.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can all mark 62 gold onto your inventories, apart from Raphael, who gives hers back to the convent.
We nearly died.
And then, slightly reluctantly, Keela said, I also promised you this, didn't I? And she lifts up from below the table a warhammer, which is finely crafted, the haft covered in dwarven runes.
Ooh.
This is Stjersbjörk. It translates as foe smite. It was an artifact of our family, but I promised it to you as a reward. And she sort of holds it out, waiting for someone to take it.
I'll grab it and feel its weight. Spin it around a bit.
Yeah, it's very light, actually. It's you almost, as you lift it up, your hand jerks up much quicker than you were expecting it to. It's incredibly light, incredibly well balanced.
Fine weapon. It should stay in your family, and I'll pass it back to her.
But it was a reward. Did none of you wish to take it?
Good.
Doesn't fit my bow, so no.
She nods. Well,
Couldn't take away a family heirloom, my dear.
some heirlooms are supposed to be used. I will keep it safe, and should the day come when you change your mind and false might is once again needed, then it will be here waiting for you.
Smile and nod.
Help is on the way, dear.
Just grunt.
Well, I'm liking this party, turning down all the treasure.
That was no good to any of us.
Hey, it's called role playing.
Oh, I'm
Get
sure
used
I
to
can use it. I can use
That
all
was
martial.
Thor's hammer.
I can use all martial weapons.
So use it then.
I have my halberd, my glaive.
It's just
Now, I must talk with you, Mirren. I must see your library.
Yes, of course.
Oh, me too.
Follow me. You
Sure,
finish
Papa.
your tea, and she leads you through some cold, drafty corridors of the convent, which is more like a fortress, a military fortress in appearance. And she throws the door open with great pride on her face into a huge chamber from which all the furniture has been removed and has been replaced with pile upon pile of dusty book. Just haphazardly, there appears to be no order to them whatsoever. There's shelves. Some of the books are upside down or stacked up on the shelves. There's scrolls lying around. Here, this is the great library of St. Cadora's Convent.
Oh, it's very dusty.
I've been told that you know much about traveling between planes.
Well, I don't, but the library does, I'm sure. I'm sure I have a book on it somewhere.
Can you show me?
She scurries off to one pile seemingly at random, counts down the books in the pile, and then with a ha-ha, she pulls out a book and passes it to you. It's old, it's dusty, it's slightly damp. It's a book called The Secret Gates by Deras Okron.
The secret. Eagerly take it from her hands.
Okay.
Is this all?
I may be able to find more if with more time.
Oh, I should task you with that then.
Do you have any information or parchments or in any of your scrolls or books, do you have any information about the children of gods? Or gods and their children?
Yes, I do. First of all, let me deal with Val's book. You flick through the book, Val. It details the various planes of existence and means to pass between them. There's very little in there on the Shadowfell, but what it does say is that the Shadowfell is a so-called parallel plane. It overlaps and intersects with the prime plane at certain crossings or specific junctions. It says that planar boundaries are stronger in places that resemble or draw from respective planar energy. So, for the Shadowfell, such boundaries would usually arise in areas of great negativity, sorrow, darkness, death, or regrets. Places like cemeteries, haunted locations, ancient battlefields, and the like. To pass from one place to another, this boundary must be found and then triggered by finding a specific point and circumstance where or when the energy concentrates. For example, going through an abandoned church at midnight, spending the night sleeping in the open grave of a murderer, getting lost during a thick fog during winter, or following the cries of a raven into a deep forest. But unfortunately, the book doesn't give any specific details of places or rituals that are of practical use.
Damn it! It's not what I need.
In response to your question, Raphael, Miriam runs over and pulls out a book without a name on it. It's practically crumbling to dust. In here somewhere, yes. And then she points to a passage in the book. It reads as follows. In the time of old, when the heavens and the earth were newly formed, there existed two great gods, Pelor and Hextor. Pelor, the radiant deity of light, brought warmth and illumination to the world, while Hextor, the fierce god of war, instilled strength and valour in the hearts of mortals. Their powers were vast and their dominions immense. Now, in the realm of gods, unions were rare, but destiny weaves its own tapestry. Pelor and Hextor, in a moment of unity amidst the cosmic dance, shared a moment of unity, a forbidden love, and from their divine union a bloodline was born, a line that would hold the power to shape the fate of the world. Generations passed, and this sacred lineage flowed through the veins of kings and queens, warriors and sages. They were marked by a unique inner radiance, a blend of the radiant light of Pelor and the fiery vigour of Hextor. As the bloodline advanced through time, so did the powers bestowed upon its heirs. They possessed the strength of the gods within them, a destiny to fulfill. But the world was not without its perils. A new god, whose name was whispered in hushed tones, emerged from the shadows. His darkness consumed the hearts of mortals, spreading chaos and despair. The people cried out for salvation, yearning for a light to pierce the shroud of darkness that had befallen them. This new god was defeated and chained.
Chained one.
But there are prophecies that a daughter of this union will face this new god, and who wins in their struggle will foretell the fate of all.
This is exactly. Thank you.
Just not phased by all that information.
For that one.
What happened?
I think it's because it has got the word hex in. It triggers the sound.
Sneeze.
Oh, PTSD. Wow. That's a lot of
Right.
information.
Is there anything else you'd like me to look for? She looks round at you all.
Have you anything like a map of
I'll shake my head.
battlefield sites or anything?
She thinks for a
much
moment.
of this place.
I don't, I'm afraid. Maybe the Blood Hunters have such a thing in Sandorn Keep. There's a
Where
great
is that?
library there, or so I've heard. I'd love to visit it one day.
Where is this Sandorn Keep?
Far to the north and west in the Balnock Spine. I don't know exactly.
Excellent. I've saved that text into my journal. Thank you, GM.
Well, it's a start. Not what I was expecting.
I'm sorry,
that's
I
a
can't be
shame,
of more
Rob.
help. If I find anything else, I'll get word to you somehow. Maybe through this new twig. And she lifts up her twig of tweeting.
She got one too.
She did.
Oh, he sort of realises where he is and what the and
Well, maybe
manners
we
and
can contact
polite.
you if we have any further questions.
Of course.
You can be like our Alfred in the Batcave.
The library of St. Cadora's Convent is at your service, especially in light of what the Grand Druid said.
Yes, looks like we've got some tough times ahead. It'll all be fine, though.
So how are you getting to Saltmarsh?
I guess we'll walk.
It's a long way.
How long?
With long and beautiful days.
Well, if you were to walk from here, it would take you
17 years.
Drago, you're well versed with the Cerulean Empire. You know that the much quicker route would be to get a boat from Seaton. You could be in Seaton in a day or two, and then get a boat from there.
Okay. I'll relay this information to the rest of the party.
And that's what we should do.
What a good idea.
Been a
If
long
there's
time
anything
since I've
else
been on
you
a boat.
wish me to research, please let me know. Get message to me somehow, and I'll find out what I can.
We will. We'll get a message to you in 25 words or less when we need information.
Yes, just any more legends, stories about people travelling
Just gotta
between
let the cat
planes
in. Out the
on.
window. Hello, darling.
I'll start my work on the morrow, looking for you, Val.
I'll nod at her. I need arrows. Is there somewhere here that has arrows?
We may be able to find a few. It's not something we hold stock of.
Didn't they just have like a great hunt for the golden stag? And they were
That
like,
was in
say,
Theron.
yeah.
That was in the village.
oh.
How far away is the village?
Half a day.
In the. I think maybe I can wait till Seaton.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So you can spend another few hours at the convent. It's mid-afternoon by the time you're done searching through all the books and so on.
I guess we've got a few hours of light left. We should get going towards Seaton. Drago, do you know the way?
I do indeed.
Well, get those tight buns moving then.
Mirin comes up and gives you all an awkward hug.
I'll give her. She gets a really deep, warm, extra long hug from Afia.
Is it all?
She's smiling broadly when the hug finishes.
Freeze like a statue.
And when she pulls away, she kind of puts both her hands on either side of her cheeks and just smiles at her. And then sighs and walks off.
I'll growl at her. She goes to hug me, so she backs off.
Okay, she backs off slightly and just she offers you her hand to shake. And
Turn
then-
and walk off and start making my way towards Seaton.
You're so rude. No need for that.
Muttering under his breath, roped into some crusade to fucking...
Okay, you head off onto
Don't worry,
Seaton
Mary,
Way,
he's super grump. Oh my goodness.
the well-patrolled, well-paved road heading north to south between the cities of the northern Cerulean Empire. And you get a few hours travel in before the light begins to dim and the sun begins to go down behind the mountains far to the west. Can everybody roll a perception check for me?
Excuse me.
Deandra, as you're passing along Seaton Way throughout the day, several patrols pass you by. They don't cast much of a look at you. You notice one of them sort of looks back over his shoulder at you and sort of questioningly for a moment and stops and watches you as you head on north along the road, then turns round and rides on. And then a little bit further on, you see a poster that has been nailed to a tree nearby.
Okay, I'll look at the poster.
There's an obvious reason why it catches your eye.
Is it us wanted? Oh.
Captain Gardle Thorn. Oh my god, he's the captain of the guard in Saltmarsh.
Whoa.
Drago! Who have you been murdering?
I've already revealed a massive part of my plot tonight, but I think it went over a lot of everybody's heads.
Know something about your master?
Why are you staring at me? Was I supposed to pick up on something?
What did I say to the Grand Druid?
Not very much.
Something about a child.
Watch
Yeah,
the video
we know
back
you.
later.
You're looking for the baby. It's probably your kid or something.
I asked him if the child was safe, and he said yes, as it can be. And I said, then my companions have my blade and shield.
Yeah. So.
What's that got to do with murder and betrayal?
Yeah.
Nothing.
What is it? Your kid?
Talking with a drug.
What did I say when we fought the druid? Green Hand Druid.
Am I supposed to remember everything you say in this campaign?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been
I
18
was shouting
months.
and grunting.
Well, I'm drunk and I still remember it.
I could tell.
What did I say to the druid? I said my former master would make you look like the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, I heard that.
So by that conclusion...
So, anyway,
I'll just
you
screw,
find
I'll
this...
just screw the poster up straight away.
Retrieve it and hold it up.
I've take note of the name at the bottom.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
okay.
they're going to be 500 gold richer, boys.
I retrieve this bounty poster and just see if it's a good likeness of Drago. Just hold it up.
It's
and
not
start
a
looking at it.
particularly good likeness, no. In fact, if anything, the artist has tried to make Drago look even more menacing and unfriendly.
Yeah, considering I've got a high charisma and I'm actually quite handsome
Yeah.
for an orc, half orc.
Don't grow a beard, Drago. You should be fine.
Okay, you carry on. You spend the next day also travelling along Seaton Way. The next day you pass through the fringes of Foxwood, a large deciduous woodlands covering around 200 square miles along the coast south of the city. It's the place where Aphael and Drago first met each other. Drago, you know, because you know the Empire quite well, that the forest is actually relatively new. It's only a couple of hundred years old. It was planted as a hunting ground by one of the former emperors to keep his nobles entertained. It's the canopy of the woods competed for by chestnut and willow. Sparkling light dances between the branches, allowing for scattered herbs to grow on the soft, rich soils below. You move on past the Foxwood, past several guard towers.
Yep.
Eventually coming to a huge lake on the right-hand side of the road. Once again, Drago, you know this is Hepmark Lake, a large L-shaped body of fresh water. It's only a few miles south of Seaton. It's said that the lake, whilst only 10 miles across, is over 300 feet deep. But it's used by the citizens of the city as a source of fresh water and for leisure. You can see some sailboats and some people swimming in the waters. The other thing you know about the lake, Drago, is that it's reputedly home to Heppy, the Hepmark Lake monster. Most people don't take these tales seriously. Sightings of Heppy have been sort of hit and miss over the last few years, and it's now you see several stalls set up alongside of the lake with traders selling cheap Heppy toys and things for children.
Anybody selling arrows?
Nobody selling arrows.
Just wide-eyed, taking everything in.
Okay.
Rich, that gif wasn't me saying we didn't care. It was you sitting there going, I fucking explained all this. Why aren't you caring more?
Eventually you come to the city of Seaton. It's the largest town you've seen for several weeks now. The people of Saltmarsh point to Seaton as an example of the fate they want to avoid, actually. For years, Seaton was about twice as large as Saltmarsh, was a prosperous fishing village. And then the new emperor turned his attention north to deal with the raids of the sea princes and decided that Seaton would make a good port for his ships. And so the empire expanded for the first time in 100 years and took Seaton into its borders. It's now fully integrated back into the Empire, transformed from a robust fishing town into a drab fortress naval town. The harbour is heavily fortified with a large garrison of naval ships. There's a picture of Seaton.
Oh, wow, Seaton's beautiful.
As you approach the walls and the southern gates, you can see that there's smoke rising from several points behind the city walls. And the gates themselves are completely open. One gate lies upon the ground, and the two huge guard towers on either side of the gate have been smashed to ruins. Put this on here.
This is that wall the Grand Druid was talking about.
Let me know if you can see the map when it pops up. Can you see the map?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. Right, let me add a couple of days.
I guess we should try and make our way to the docks or find somewhere to stay tonight. What sort of time is it now?
So it's about 3 p.m. The other thing is you see flapping. It's been pinned recently to what remains of one of the gates is the following flyer.
Oh, this one right through me then, Neil.
Carnival. Witchlight Carnival. You will be crowned Witchlight Monarch.
Oh, yeah.
Red hose or red bows, Cliff.
For sure.
Who are you calling a hole?
I haven't got my glasses on. I can't read that. Join us at the big top just before dawn to find out. Dun, 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 dun. Be a real monarch. Sit in the chair, in the throne. This looks fun.
I walk past it, take no notice.
Okay.
Flyer up and fold it up and put it in my...
As you walk past the ruins of the western gate, there are several people sort of at work, lifting bricks, hoisting them on ropes, masons setting new bricks in place, clearing away the rubble. There's several guards around, all of them wearing blue jackets.
Walk up to one.
Mm-hmm.
Could you point us in the direction of the docks?
He looks you up and down and then sees you smiling at him, and he smiles and leans up against the wall. Yeah, of course, darling. I can tell you where there's a great tavern. If you're interested in a drink later.
Sweet of you. I'll put my hand on his chest. But no, thank you. I'm looking for a boat. I need to travel by sea.
Ah, well,
Me and my friends here.
all the docks are all along the northern shoreline of the city, yeah. Or you could also try the Mariners Guild House on the far east.
Thank you.
But
Well-
if you're in the Siren's Call later and you want a drink...
Oh, you are sweet, thank you, but I really do have pressing business. If I have time, I'll pop in, but you're very sweet. Thank you.
Okay.
Smile at him and walk off, join the others again.
This place is another assault on your senses, Val. Unlike the Undergarden, which was coloured and bright, but relatively peaceful, this is a place of seeming chaos. Tens of people rushing, bustling past you. Animals in the streets. There's a young boy chasing a pig off to the north. People hawking their wares. Bright flags hanging. It's loud.
I must find out. Gotta find some arrows and then get out of here. Oh, that I'll go up to that bloke that Raphael was talking to. Where can I find arrows? I need more arrows.
He leans up against the wall and looks you up and down. Ah, all right, Anderson. Well, I can tell you where you can get a nice drink later if you want.
Brilliant.
I just point to my bow. Arrows.
Fine. You could try Seaton Bows. Take a left here. Head up Westwall Way. Westwall Road. It's about halfway up. You can't miss it. But if you're in the Siren's Call later and you fancy a drink...
Westwall Road, thank you very much. And I walk back to the party. I must go get some arrows. I'm going over there.
You. We should stick together.
Okay.
Okay. You head
And
into
then we'll go find the docks, see if we can get a boat.
So you head into the city. As I said, after the quiet of the road, this place is a bustling hive of activity. Just ahead, in front of you, is a huge, situated near Westgate, is a huge wheelwrights. There are wagons and coaches are parked up outside, having their wheels replaced. A lot of lumber lying around in the yard. Are you so where are you heading? You heading up?
Wessel's eyes are just wide open. She's taking everything in with a big smile on her face. Like when she sees the pig being chased by the kid, she kind of giggles. And she's just really enjoying the new atmosphere.
You head up Westwall Road. As you get to this place on the right, you see a large collection of semi-permanent tents and stalls. Seems to be some kind of market selling a huge variety of goods, many of them handcrafted and decorative. But Val, you notice up on the left, just here, a large building with a sign outside proclaiming it to be Seaton Bows.
Good. I think I found my arrows. I'll walk into the shop.
Walk into the shop. It's quite dark and dusty in there. There's a figure standing quietly behind a counter, tall, with long, straight, blonde hair that runs down his back and over his shoulders. It's an elf, an unusual sight in a city of the Empire. He nods at you as you enter, but doesn't say anything.
Stride up to the counter. I need your arrows. Yes.
He looks at you silently for a moment. Of course. What would you be looking for?
2 quivers. Oh yes. Just pat my hip where the coin is and just jingle it.
Phase plasma rifle with 31 range. The Uzi 9mm.
He nods and fetches 2 bundles of arrows out from a drawer. They look very well crafted with green fletching with a gold. In the fletching, there's like a gold shock of feather on each one.
I'll take one out and examine it.
It seems to be very well made. These are 3 silver pieces for 20.
Then I will have 40.
He nods and holds his hand out.
Yes. I believe you require these. I hold him 6 silver pieces.
He nods and he nods and takes the coins off you and goes and puts them in a small chest behind him.
I would buy twice that amount.
Thank you for your service. You bought 40, yeah?
Another 40.
Right, let me change that.
Yeah, probably. Well, we're going to another town later. Lovely. And I was walking out, turn around, say to him in Elvish, how can you stand this place? Shake my head and walk out.
Okay. He doesn't say anything. You feel his eyes burning into the back of your head, but doesn't say anything.
I just join the others. A boat. Unless Where is someone here who could examine these items we found?
That might be worth doing.
This cloak. Up this.
Secure a
Whatever.
boat first, and then we can find somewhere to stay for the night and see if there's someone around who can help.
Must we stay here?
It'll be quieter in the
No,
dark.
we don't have to stay here.
You could sleep on a boat.
Do you so wish it?
Let's head over to the nearest stall.
Okay. Yep,
That's
you head
some
over to the nearest stall.
timber.
It's a shop selling hand-carved idols of various shapes and sizes. A lot of them have been carved out of ivory. Various bits of scrimshaw. A lot of the carvings are in the shape of sea creatures or boats. They're crude, but there's some skill there.
Excuse me, I say to the vendor.
Yes, dear?
Do you know of anyone who has knowledge of magical items?
Magical items? That doesn't sound very safe.
We do not know if they're safe or not. That's why we need to speak to them.
I just don't think you'd find much of that sort of thing around in Seaton, but, well, I was going to say you could try paraliths, but the place is burnt down in the attack.
And who ran paraliths?
Mr. Paralith.
Did he survive?
I don't know. Would you like a piece of scrimshaw?
Where was his shop?
It's shaped like an octopus. The scrimshaw, not the shop.
Ah, an octopus.
2 silver pieces.
Where was his shop? That's all I need to know.
Paralith's books. It was in the far south of the city, near the House of Procan.
Good. That's all I need to know.
You don't want some scrimshaw?
No.
Mine. Yes.
I'll have some herring too.
Very good. I'm glad. I'll walk off.
One
Stride off
silver
back to the
piece.
party.
Where's
As a voice fades into the background.
So, Kenny?
I think I might have found someone who knows about magic items, but his shop is burnt down. However, it is located near the House of Procan. Is it worth a look?
Do you think it's worth a look?
Why not?
There are many reasons why not, but I'm asking you if you think it's worth a look.
Okay. Okay, we'll find the House of Procan.
Well, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so where are you going?
We need to ask somebody where the House of... You there! My good lady.
No time, no time!
We need to visit the House of Procan. Where is it?
South! River Street!
South. River Street, south. Okay. Thank you. It's very trying. These people are strange. South. Yep. River Street. We need to find River Street in the south somewhere. Excuse me, where's River Street? Point me to River Street. Anybody point me to River Street?
It's down there, mate. He points back down the road you've just come up.
Okay. Right, let's head down to River Street, see if we can locate Mr. Paralith.
Okay, so you head down back to towards the gates by the wheelwrights.
Wheelwright. Right. Excuse me, River Street.
That way, mate!
Right, thank
Points over his shoulder
good.
to the east.
I keep heading that way.
Okay. After a while, you wander along Wondrous Way. On the left, as you get to Croc Street, is a huge warehouse called Farlock Storage. There are several guards standing round, looking very imposing on the gates. You can see smoke rising in the distance. As you get here, there's smoke rising from both sides of the road. And you see,
that's cool.
You see River Street, and here, just to the south, you see a large cathedral, obviously dedicated to the Stormlord Procan. It's decorated with carvings of coral and sea creatures on the columns, on the doorway.
I take it we can see the smashed houses.
You can, yes.
Mm.
You look across the way, just to the west of the House of Procan. There's a building that's almost been completely razed to the ground. Still smoke rising from it. There's a few workers sort of moving rubble around. I found another one! I found another! And all of a sudden they all start running over towards one of the workers is waving, and they all start heaving this big roof beam that's collapsed up, and you can glimpse a leg underneath the beam.
Run over.
Yeah.
Quick! You! Help! Grab this! And you can. There's about 4 workmen trying to lift this huge beam.
Okay. Look at everybody and grab it.
Yeah, I'll step up behind them with alarmingly stealthiness and just grab the back of the beam, and they should notice some huge difference when a 6'5" half-orc in full dragon armour.
Okay. Make a strength check with advantage.
It's the Cate's living objects still.
Yeah. We miss it.
Go for Maltesers. Okay. Fucking hell, what am I doing? Strength check.
With advantage.
Check or saving throw?
Check.
Hey, come here.
Okay, it takes a little bit. The beam's a lot heavier than it's looked. It's all blackened and charred, and there's parts of it are still glowing red. But after struggling for a few minutes, you do manage to lift the beam, and then the workmen dive in and start clearing rocks and rubble away. And then one of them stops and makes the holy sign of the Stormlord in front of his chest and bows his head. You look down upon the crushed body of a half-elf. It's the Lawmaster himself. Okay.
Has he passed?
He has passed, yes. He's been dead for some time. His head has been caved in on one side. You can see that he was an elderly half-elf, dressed in grey robes, a brown hair and beard, but he is well and truly dead.
I kneel down next to him, put my hand on his chest and bow my head and mutter a few words.
I spare the dying!
I go to one of the workmen and have many people died here?
He looks up and nods. Yes, we've found 4 bodies so far, but we think there was around 20 priests working in the library.
Have you heard of a Mr. Paralith?
Lawmaster Paralith Cassard, yes, that's him lying there.
What happened here?
It was during the attack. You must have heard about the attack.
No. And Mr. Paralith is very much dead.
It was a few days and almost a week ago now. They sailed right up the river into the heart of the city, emerging near the Emperor's Bridge. 3 huge ships. They were being ridden by an army of the undead, led by a man whose skin glowed with a blue light, but you could see right through him. They called him Captain Black Dagger. They made their way along River Street to the House of Knowledge and Paralith's books and went inside, and the screams...
For a book or some knowledge of some sort.
I don't know. When they came out, they set the building alight. By that time, the Blue Jackets had recovered from the attack on the gate, and they'd arrived, and there was a great battle in the street, and they fled back east to their boats and disappeared.
Oh, well, and you say that's Mr. Paralith, his body over there?
Yes, someone's going to have to go and tell the Duke.
He can't help us anymore, then we need to be off.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
I just drop the beam back down on his dead, crushed body and walk off. This elf is no use to us.
What? He's a great man.
Just keeps walking.
Yeah.
Just doesn't give a fuck.
Raphael's chasing after Drago, pulling on his elbow. That wasn't very nice. She smacks his shoulder. You need to do better.
You're in trouble now.
We need to find a boat. We can't do anything with these magic items here. Places of no use. Let's head to the docks. See if we can secure a berth.
Okay, so you start heading back north towards the docks upon Marin's March. When you get to here, you can see a smithy. You hear the banging of hammer upon anvil from the smithy. The sign outside proclaiming it Ordrock's Arms. You carry on heading up Mariner's March, which seems to run the whole length of the city. When you get to here, the building on the right is a leatherworks called Hope Singers. And then eventually you can hear the sound and the smell of the salty smell of sea air hits your nostrils. You breathe deeply, Deandra, at this welcome smell as you come out onto the harbour road and see the docks stretching out before you on both sides and the fish market directly ahead.
Look for some ships. Look like they're accepting passengers.
Okay. Make a perception check for me, please.
Yeah, I think we're in, so can we all make one?
Yeah. Okay, Vol and Raphael, yeah, you both see a big ship located against the...
Sorry.
Located against... I mean, what's going on here?
I'll try to move the cat.
Located against this dock sticking out into the water. It appears... Just bear with me 1 second. It appears to be a merchant ship of some sort. A 2-masted caravel. It has the name Sharkfin painted upon the bow.
To the gangplank. Is there anybody about?
Yeah, there's a crew. They seem to be busying themselves, carrying stuff up and down the gangplank. Excuse me, mate! As they go up onto the dock. And you see a red-haired, muscular, stocky gnome. His pale skin covered in maritime tattoos at the top of the gangplank, directing where everyone's to put their packages. Wearing his hair in braids, tied back in a top knot, dressed in light leather sailing clothes. His most distinctive feature is a cleft palate.
Uh,
Come on, you landlubbers! Get that cargo aboard! In a previous life, you would recognise him.
I can burn.
Captain Grandana won't be waiting all day to be away with the evening tide!
It's wrong in so many ways.
Well, we don't.
I recognise the name, but I can't place it.
Rackenburn was first mate aboard the Sharkfin, the ship you sailed into Saltmarsh on in your very first session of the campaign.
Hey there. You sailing to Saltmarsh?
Yeah, what of it? We are!
I can give you gold to take us, or 4 of us.
4 of you? He looks over your shoulder at the others. Narrows his eyes slightly as he sees Drago. You look familiar! Do I know you?
I'm wearing a full dragon helm, so
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. Okay. I'll have to have a word with the captain!
What?
He wanders off and talks to a tall half-orc with pale green skin, long red hair, heavily scarred face. Her hair's greying, but her eyes are a piercing yellow, reminiscent of a cat's. The captain comes over to you. I'm Captain Grandana. You want passage to Saltmarsh?
Just the 2 of us. Drago's just staring at her. The 2 of us, you and me, and Papa.
She's drumming her fingers on the edge of the taffrail on the deck.
Yeah, will you take 4 of us? We need to leave soon.
Well, we're leaving soon on the evening tide.
She's hot.
Oh yes.
You look like you're in a bit of a hurry. Costs extra to leave town in a hurry.
I don't like towns.
5 gold each. And you stay out the way.
Okay. I don't know anything about money or much. Well, I suppose I do, but 5 gold. Right. I'd take 5 gold out and slap it in a palm.
That's 1.
Hey.
She waves you on board, Val.
Let's walk on board.
I'll walk up the Boeing gamble plank.
Well, stop there, 5 gold.
I'll give you 20 if I can use your quarters.
She spits over the side of the ship. Yeah, that cost you a lot more than 20, big man.
I'll give her the 5 and walk off.
Okay.
Walk off the gangplank.
If you can both cross 5 gold off your
Done.
sheets. There was this too as well, Captain. Yes, thank you, Mr. Byrne. I can see. She turns to look at Raphael and Deandra.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, fish inside my pouch and hand it over.
Thank you, sister.
Oh, minted.
Smile. 5 gold, wasn't it?
It was.
There we go.
Drago, you know that 5 gold's a complete rip-off, by the way, for this journey. But she looks at you, Deandra.
Yeah, hand it over.
Suppose your gold's as good as anyone's. Right, get aboard, stay out of the way. Carry on, Mr. Byrne. Right you are, Captain. The ship is a bustle of activity once again as Rackenburn begins ordering people onto the ship and ordering them around.
I'll pack down in a corner somewhere out of the way.
Okay.
Settle down.
The ship is going to depart in the next couple of hours, and then it's going to set sail. The journey to Saltmarsh is going to take the best part of 3 days. Is there anything you would like to do during the journey?
Just speak with the crew, get to know
Okay.
them.
I would like to make further adjustments to my armour. Now I have the time.
I would like to meditate my little raven figurine, trying to ask questions of whether I should be staying on this quest or not. Just trying to find some inspiration.
Bear with me 1 second, sorry.
So when Drago's sitting down somewhere at some point resting, Raphael will sit next to him and friendly nudge him with her shoulder.
Okay.
So, who's your master? This sounds like an interesting story. Smiles up at him sweetly.
Takes a puff of his pipe. My former master goes by the name of Zolek.
So, that's an impressive name. Some sort of aristocracy.
He's an ancient vampire.
Sound very friendly then.
Extremely powerful. And I was forced into his service.
Oh, that must have been terrible for you. She puts her hand on his forearm. You poor thing.
He killed my betrothed. Now I seek my revenge.
Well, I hope it's sorted, but revenge. That's a dark path, Drago.
This glaive I stole from his armory. I'm not yet powerful enough to take him on, but I will be.
What makes you so sure?
For the gods will it. Well, I'll die trying.
Pending party wipe.
Yeah.
I mean, we were going to take on Zolek no matter what.
George, the
Maybe not just now, though.
She kind of looks up at you sympathetically, Drago, and says, well, I hope you find your answers, Drago. That sounds quite intense.
Well, like I said to the druid, as long as the child is safe, you have my blade and shield until then.
The child? What child?
Daddy.
The prophecy.
I remember something about a child.
The drow child.
An elf.
Zolek seeks the child to ascend. He must
Ascend.
not. To ascend, he must not.
To ascend where?
That I do not
Rather
know.
not-
I was merely a captain and his guard.
Well, hopefully, sounds like this child is safe. And that
Said
won't
it.
happen.
I've said too much.
Well,
Damn
I'm
you.
sure you'll find your answers.
Damn you, Raphael, and your charisma.
She smiles at him sweetly and puts her hand on his cheek gently, just looks at him in the eyes for a few seconds. Few uncomfortable, long seconds, then she just smiles and walks away.
Smashes her face into the side of the boat.
In his hindsight.
No.
Okay, so would anyone else like to do anything over the next few days?
I'm going to just read the notes that Maynan were...
Okay.
I made notes about Maynan, and yeah, I've been reading those and studying them.
Raphael sits next to Deandra as well. I hope we can find what happened to your friend. What was her name? Akate?
Yes, I didn't know her personally, but Maynan told me it was of great importance, and with my gift, they said that I'd be the best person to try and find out what happened.
Do you have any idea where she went?
Not currently, but I think Saltmarsh will be the place to find out. I hear
Saltmarsh.
Caladec was quite close with her.
Well, I've heard that Saltmarsh is the perfect hive of scum and villainy. I'm sure we'll find answers there.
Sounds good.
You're a couple of days out, a day and a half.
She pats you on the knee and gets up and goes to walk off and looks over her shoulder. I'll help you where I can, dear.
I'll spend my time either reading that book got from the library or scouring the coastline and the open seas for any signs of danger.
The journey seems to proceed without any great events. The only thing of real note is Rackham comes round on the first day out just to check you're all okay. But he's coughing quite heavily. You don't see him at all during the next day, and then on the third day you do catch a view of him. He's got a big thick scarf wrapped around his neck. He wanders up to you, Raphael. Excuse me, miss.
Sweetly. Good morning.
I may be wrong, but the lads say that you're something of a healer. That's the rumour.
I am indeed. What can I do for you?
He starts coughing violently and spitting out some black phlegm.
Stand up and sitting down where I was sitting.
I was wondering if you could have a look at this.
And he pulls the scarf down, and around his neck there are thick pustules have grown on his neck. They seem to be filled with a sort of brownish, greenish liquid, and you swear you see one of them pulse slightly.
He's been infected by the Gorn.
Have I seen anything like it before? Can I make a medicine check?
You can make a medicine check, yeah. You haven't seen anything like this before. It appears to be a disease of some sort. You have a feeling that if the pustules burst and they get onto other people, it could be contagious.
Hang on 1 second. I just need to put my glasses on because I've got to read something. Give me a sec.
Sounds pretty gross.
Oh, has anyone got anything to drink? I'm so thirsty.
You're not drinking from my water skin, you plague-ridden rodent.
Just look on curiously.
Where have you been? Where did you pick this up from?
I don't know. I started having a cough the first evening out of port.
Was you in contact with anyone new?
He looks around at the four of you.
Other than us, who clearly are showing no symptoms.
No! Oh, my head doesn't half hurt.
Can I cast Remove Curse?
Disease, isn't it?
Oh, is it a disease? I have Cure Wounds.
I'm immune to disease. You need a restoration spell.
I have Healing Spirit.
You need lesser restoration.
Oh, fuck, I'm out of ideas. Chuck them overboard.
Well, thank you anyway. I need to go and find something to drink. So thirsty.
Edge away from him as he goes past.
The only other thing of note is that you find him a few hours later drinking directly from one of the water barrels.
Not sure the whole ship's going to go down with it.
I'm so thirsty.
He's like drunk a quarter of the barrel. You know, it's a few hundred litres in this barrel.
That's a lot. It's nothing I've ever seen before.
No, nothing you've ever seen.
No. Oh.
Okay. So does anybody want to do anything for the last day of the trip?
No, I can't do anything about that.
No.
Fuck.
Okay.
Kill him. It's the only thing we can do. Chuck him overboard. Feed him
That
to
was
the
misery.
fishes.
I'm gonna cast Aura of Purity, Neil.
Okay. Yep.
And tell everybody that they need to stay within 30 feet of me. How long have we got until we get there?
You're almost into port now. You can see the cliffs of Salting Bay rising up around you.
Oh, okay, so we're not too far off. Okay, yeah, I'm going to cast Aura of Purity.
Okay.
You can't put
So-
disease when you're in it.
You're about an hour out of port when a shout goes up from the prow of the ship. "Flotsam ahoy, Captain!" A few moments later, and the crew are all on the edge of the taffrail, all gaping at the waters of around the ship. The ship is sailing through a sea of flotsam and jetsam, broken wood, ripped clothing, huge tree trunks, a masthead from a smashed ship, and then the first of the bodies come into view.
We killed Flotsam and Jetsam.
We did kill Flotsam and
For the
Jetsam.
next 30 minutes, you sail, the crew in utter shocked silence, through a vision of hell. You spot odd incongruities amongst the wreckage and the bodies. A child's toy, a silver teapot, a steel weather vane, all floating past the ship, surrounded by tens of broken bodies. And then the shark fin rounds the promontory that denotes the entrance to Saltmarsh Harbour, and the screaming and shouting begins, all the louder for the silence that preceded it. The shoreline before you is unrecognisable, because it's gone. The town is underwater. Only a few lucky homes and those on the cliffs on the western side of what was once the Kingfisher River are still standing. The river itself is gone, swallowed by the waters of the Azure Sea. Most buildings have been completely smashed, as though by the foot of some unruly random titan, and even the few that remain are damaged almost beyond repair. Trees have been uprooted, walls smashed, roofs hollowed, and pathways obliterated.
Holy shit.
And that is the consequence of failing to scout out the Sahuagins' base.
I take it this is a place of
Oh,
great
no way.
negativity.
What I'm curious about is Zolek's.
Yes.
Zolek's lair will be underwater.
Last time you saw this place, you were
He's
fleeing, being chased by the town guard, Drago. But this just looks like somewhere, like a different place, like a place from one of the 9 hells. Perception checks, everybody, please.
Is this the place that is slightly recognisable to Val?
Make a history check for me at disadvantage.
So the seas have risen. The sea must have risen.
I saw the rubble that's filled it. It's like a sink full of dishes.
Just bear with me 1 second,
But that's
please. Val.
wherever you put it in the sea, it would have
So
to
look,
displace the
something
whole sea across the whole world.
I know, I was only kidding.
So, no, I'm genuinely asking for an explanation off the GM. I don't get it.
Oh, no, I don't.
Well, it's not me that you need to ask an explanation from. It's the survivors.
Okay.
Let me just.
Babe, the cat's eating your shoe.
I'm trying to find. There is something I want to tell you, Val, but I'm having trouble finding it. You'll have to bear with me.
Okay.
Swiping at everything.
Not that.
Get off me laces. Little twat.
Okay.
It's in a bed.
Right, is everybody else's map not loaded yet?
No, mine's
Mine
not.
hasn't yet, no.
Oh, okay. Hold on with me.
Yay!
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, jeez. Caledet's place is okay. The bridge is gone.
Yeah, the bits on the cliff on the left seem to be untroubled by the...
Oh, it looks like the pub's all right that we go to.
So, there is something... A phrase enters your mind, Val, as you look at this place. There is something vaguely familiar about it. And a name rises from the depths of your minds. The Village of Broken Dreams. But you can't put your finger on exactly what it means.
Very sorry, I've got to very quickly go for a piss. Very
Okay.
sorry.
Desperately scouring the coastline.
Right, so looking out over the coastline, all of you apart from Raphael, you can make out some lights in the town, mainly on the west-hand side of what was once a river. There's the broken remains of a bridge you can see. And some, yeah, you do see some lights. There are signs of life still in the town.
Oh, what was the name of the little kid in Mark's character? The one who got bitten by Zolek.
Ham
Barley
Ham. Yeah, I wonder what's happened to them.
Oh, Zolek's lair's underwater now.
He's undead. He doesn't need to breathe.
No, well, vampires don't like running water. Can't cross running water, can they?
Depends which horror novel you read.
It does. It does depend which myth you believe.
And which one is applicable to this?
Where's my headphones gone? Can't hear you.
The ship begins to... It's just sailing towards what used to be the docks, and all of a sudden the voice of Captain Stormbreaker echoes around the ship. Alright, that's enough staring! Hoist the sails! We need to find somewhere to dock. I want 3 of you on the crap lines, keeping an eye out for anything that we might bump into. The crew, shaken out of the reverie and staring in horror at the coastline, suddenly spring into action, eager for something to do to take away the horrors of the vision in front of them, and start raising the sails back up so that the ship begins to slow.
I would know the lay of the land quite well, wouldn't
Yeah,
I?
you spent quite a bit of time in Saltmarsh.
So I'll suggest a place they can dock.
Yeah, I mean, all the docks are smashed.
But I know the layout of the land, don't I? The contours. So I'll suggest a good place for them to dock.
They sail upon what you know, Drago, was the old mouth of the Kingfisher River, but now it's 5, 6, 7 times as wide as it used to be. One of the crew starts taking soundings using a knotted rope, checking the depth of the waters as the ship slowly glides north.
More against the bridge.
You notice as you sail up, heading towards the old shark fin bridge, standing on the shore atop some rubble, 2 young children, their faces grubby, wearing grey rags, peering out, watching you.
Oh, Raphael puts a hand up to her mouth, shocked.
Do you reckon I could hit them from here?
You sail up Drago, past the remains of what you knew as the Snapping Line Tavern. It was built at one point from the remains of boats. Those boats have now been smashed and returned to the sea. And eventually the ship bumps up against Sharkfin Bridge, or what remains of it, half of it broken, fallen into the ruins of the ruined waters.
Well,
I'll turn to the rest of the party and I'll say this is my former master's hunting ground. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right.
Well, we'll watch our backs. Thanks for the warning, Drago. I wonder if we can help these people. This is so sad.
You see some lights atop the western cliffs of the town.
Maybe we should head there and see if we can offer any help. She's already readying her pack and is just waiting for it to hit the docks, waiting to jump off.
We need to find somebody called Therin.
Are we against the bridge, Neil?
Yes, you bump up against the bridge. As
Right,
it does
she leaps
so,
across
Val
into the-
and Deandra, a wave of nausea washes over you both.
well, I know
Seems-
it's not seasickness.
Seeing as the coast is my favourite terrain, I recognise that's very not normal to happen.
It's certainly not normal. No, there's something about this specific area is making you feel sick. Your head begins to pound.
Oh, let's get away
Would
from
I
here.
know the story behind the bridge, Neil?
Make a
Would I
history check.
Would I know something of it being
It's something about the Great Schism, I think. I could
Make
be
a
wrong.
history check.
Okay.
You remember hearing a tale told in one of the taverns, probably in probably in the Wicker Goats, which is where a lot of the guards used to hang out. One of them was telling a tale about how the bridge is cursed, and it was cursed during the war to stop elves crossing it.
That would explain the our elf party members.
A small figure stumbles out from the shelter of one of the arches of the bridge, standing in ankle-deep water. It's a young girl, maybe about 12 years of age. Her brown hair is just unkempt. She's wearing sodden rags, and she kind of stumbles out, and her mouth agape as the boat bumps into the bridge and ropes start being thrown. Are you here to save us? And then shouting erupts from behind you. Hold him down! Hold him down! From on deck.
Turn round.
You turn round,
Captain
you can
Neil.
see the form of Rackham Byrne, his arms and legs being held down on the deck as his body bucks and writhes and twitches. Rackham starts to scream, "No! No!" And then there's a horrible sound. Blood explodes from his nose and his mouth. The pustules around his neck burst. His eyes roll back in his head, the whites of them now crimson red. And then the top of his head explodes. And his brain crawls out
it's one of them brain spiders
on tentacles and
Feel what
drags
it was.
its way, with everyone retching and watching,
Shoot it!
to the edge of the boat, where it falls into the sea.
Bye!
It's the thing.
Any chance of shooting it? Peer over
yeah,
the
yeah,
water.
go on, you can.
Peer over the water.
I thought we all knew what it
My
was.
aura purity makes sure anybody who's within 30 feet won't get diseased or.
Oh, brilliant shot!
The shock of this hideous sight, I'm afraid, is enough to put off your...
Shot.
You see
Yeah,
around the
no.
coast, once you stop and look, everyone's just agape at what's just happened. And then you notice small crowds of people coming out of the ruined buildings all around and just silently looking at you.
I'd go grab a piece of old sail or something, or grab some tarpaulin and just pull it over the body.
A few of these sailors are retching over the side of the boat.
Nobody said we didn't know how to make an entrance.
Look around the rest of the crew, see if anybody
else has got any boils.
Yeah. Any scarves around their neck, covering up.
Costumes. Nothing that you can spot, no.
Right, strip off.
What?
Make sure.
Let's get off this
Captain,
boat.
where did Dredge go where other people didn't?
What? Who?
I put my hands on both sides of her cheeks and steer her face towards me and smile.
No!
Captain.
He's been at my side for a decade!
You've got to think of the rest of your crew. Where did he go where they didn't? He was infected and they weren't.
No way! No, I don't know!
Look after your crew. If any starts showing signs of boils, separate them from the rest of the crew. And get help.
She looks at you. She's just in shock at the moment. You're not sure she understands what you're saying.
I've still got my hands on both sides of her face and I'm kind of talking to her very gently and softly. If any show signs, keep them isolated. And keep them guarded.
Your best throw overboard looking at him.
Any who are here today will be safe.
She's not. It's not really sinking in. She's just.
Okay. Leave. Just get off the boat.
A man has walked to the front of the small crowd on the western shore. He's tall, imposing, and burly, bearing the air of a seasoned soldier. Several white scars covered his tanned face. His left leg has been replaced with an ornately carved wooden peg, which sinks slightly into the mud on the western coast. Hail Sharkfin!
What?
Didn't Eleander have 2 legs last time we saw him?
No. No, he always had one.
We get off this boat. Can we get away from here? This place is bad.
You can. A gangplank has been lowered onto the Sharkfin bridge. You can make your way down. If you do so, Deandra and Val, your stomachs cramp as you step foot upon the bridge.
Can we stop, please, going on this bloody bridge?
Just try and head in a direction that till I feel the pain lessening.
It's all right. The waters will allow you to cross in this place. Eleander beckons you over.
Go over to him.
And with the peg leg.
What happened here?
He looks around. He's... Make an insight check for me.
Roger that.
Lovely.
wow. Okay. Raphael, with a natural 20 on your roll. This is an old soldier. You can tell from the way he stands, he holds himself. You can tell from his scars and his peg leg that he's seen his share of action over the years.
Right.
But his eyes are haunted. He's really struggling to hold things together. But there's a grim determination there. You can tell that he's doing it for the town. You don't know who this man is. You can tell just from his manner that he feels some responsibility for the other people on the shore.
Well,
We'll help you where we can. I just look at him sweetly.
the Alliance had left to attack the Sahuagin fortress. They'd been gone a day, and it all started without too much warning. Huge flocks of ocean-going birds began to fly over the town, away from the ocean. The sky to the south darkened, and the dogs began to howl. Horses brayed and pulled at their tethers. And then the ocean just seemed to disappear, as though someone had removed a plug from a bathtub. It just all flowed away to the south beyond sight, leaving a huge plain of wet mud and rocks. And then shortly after that, the true horror started. A giant wall of water appeared on the horizon, at least 200 feet tall and moving with the speed of the fastest falcon. It raced towards the shore. People screamed, but no one could hear anything above the noise of the water. Then it hit, and everything changed.
You've been hit by a great wave. You're lucky to hear anything here at all.
Where are the survivors staying?
There are a few of us left. Anders has turned his house into a orphanage for the children. A lot of the survivors are staying up at the Wicker Goat. Myself and Manistrad are trying to look after things as best we can. The Church of Procan is looking after some of the survivors as well. Ferrin and Hollylove and Crag are over there. There's a camp been set up on the western side of the cliffs, but we're running out of food. The only fish are dead. There's no hunting. Those few that have gone hunting out in the swamps have not returned. Word is that Cragfin is haunting the swamps and eating anyone who ventures out too far. And additionally, there's something dark stalking the streets at night.
Is it something small and round, or?
He looks at you.
What?
Nothing. Still. Had a feeling.
You take a moment to look around the scene of devastation, the small crowd of people with no belongings standing at the shore looking at you with a mixture of hope and hopelessness. The town that you'd called home, Drago, for the last few months has gone. What's been left in its place is a site of utter deprivation. Saltmarsh has always been something dark here, something that drew dark things to it. But you've never seen anything like this. And we'll leave the session there for tonight.